Oh hi, didn't see you there. Today we're going to be ranking all the songs on the album The Great War by Sabaton. Now, like my last few episodes, I'm sorry for that silly intro, but, well, this album was released in 2019, and, well, it was their first real big album about the First World War. Now, my criteria is the same as all the other videos, such as we rank it via the story, the lyrics, and the beat, and my overall opinion on the song. Now, the album starts off with the future of warfare. About the Battle of Fleur-Courcelette, where, well, the British introduced their Mark I tank. And, well, for this song, I give the lyrics a 10 out of 10, the beat a 10 out of 10, and the story a 10 out of 10. Overall, for a first song, it gets a 10 out of 10 for me. Now, next up is the 7 Pillars of Wisdom. About Lawrence of Arabia, who went on a bunch of raiding parties with an Arabian and was almost tried for treason. But for this song, I give the lyrics an 8 out of 10, the story a 10 out of 10, and the beat a 9 out of 10. Overall for the song, I give it an 8.5 out of 10. Next up is 82nd All the Way. About Alvin York, another pretty good soldier in the First World War. And, well, for this song, I give the lyrics an 8 out of 10, the story a 10 out of 10, and the beat a 10 out of 10. Overall for this song, I give it a 9.5 out of 10. Now that brings us to the Attack of the Deadmen. Arguably one of their most popular songs. But, well, for this song, it is about the Russians who were gassed at the Battle of Oswego, who bandaged themselves up and returned fire on the Germans. After the song, I give it a 10 out of 10 on the lyrics, a 10 out of 10 on the story, and a 10 out of 10 on the beat. Overall for this song, you guessed it, I gave it a 10 out of 10. Now that brings us to the Devil Dog. About the American Marines at the Battle of Bellow. And, well, for this song, I give the lyrics an 8 out of 10, the story a 9 out of 10, and the beat an 8 out of 10. After this song, I give it an 8 out of 10. Next up, we have the Red Baron. Manfred von Richthofen, the pilot from World War I, whose plane was known as the Flying Circus. After this song, I give the lyrics a 10 out of 10, the story a 10 out of 10, and the beat a 10 out of 10. Overall for this song, you guessed it again, I give it a 10 out of 10. Now next up is Great War. About, well, if war was really great back then, especially the Battle of Passchendaele. Now for this song, I give the lyrics a 10 out of 10, the beat a 9 out of 10, and the story a 10 out of 10. Overall for this song, well, I give it a 9.5 out of 10. That brings us to the Ghost in the Trenches. Not an actual ghost, but rather Francis Pegamagaba, who was an Aboriginal Canadian sniper who used a Ross rifle and was one of the best snipers of World War I. After this song, I give the lyrics a 10 out of 10, the story a 10 out of 10, and the beat an 8 out of 10. After this song, well, I give it a 9 out of 10. Next up is Fields of Verdun. Fields of Verdun, and the battle has begun. One of my personal favorites. Well, it is about the Battle of Verdun, a brutal battle for all parties. After this song, I give it a 10 out of 10 in lyrics, a 10 out of 10 for the beat, and, well, for the story, I give it a 10 out of 10 as well. Overall for the song, I give it a 10 out of 10. Now that brings us to the end of the war to end all wars. But the end of World War I. After this song, I give the lyrics a 10 out of 10, the beat a 10 out of 10, and, well, the story a 10 out of 10. And overall for the song, I give it a 10 out of 10. It's an underrated classic by them. And the last song on the album is their equivalent to the In Flanders Field. In Flanders Fields, the poppies blow. It's just a reciting of the poem. Now for this poem, I give it a 10 out of 10 in lyrics, 10 out of 10 in story, and 10 out of 10 in beat. And overall, well, I get a 10 out of 10. Now overall for this album, I give the entirety of it a 10 out of 10. It is also one of the ones that dragged me into this band in the first place. Now that'll be it for right now, until I start making videos again, but just want to let you know that there will be more in the future, hopefully. So, until then, still don't do what I do.